All right. We are gonna get started. The race looks like on commentary we're going to have Rex and Tet. We weren't able to get Rabid in time. He might show up later. Hopefully he will. In which case we'll have 3 people on commentary. But just to clarify what's happening there, Rex and Tet. But yeah, like I said, it's time to start. So let's head over to our waiting room and do the countdown. Here we go. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
We made it. All right. If everybody's ready on our menu,
I'm ready.
Go ahead and get started. Cool.
All right.
Then, without any further ado, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Good luck.
Judge up.
Good luck. All right. I'm dropping out.
Alright, hello.
Hello.
This is Crash Bandicoot 2 100%. Best Crash Bandicoot category, to be honest.
It's definitely
First off, Snowgo. Straight away you can see the movement here. Neutral side spinning. Which is basically sliding, letting go of the direction, and then spinning, which will give your spin the same speed as the slide. So immediately you can see how fast it is. So upcoming here is the red gem, which is so you're just gonna skip the whole like Snowgo secret exit. It's just glitch high body slam. Glitch high is a slide jump followed by a spin immediately after. Gives you slightly more height. So throughout the game, you're just gonna be going around, getting all the gems and crystals, opening all the secret exits too. So basically, the only difference between No-Go and No-Go is the main 80% category, and 100% is grabbing all the boxes and doing a few secret routes.
Looks like they both got a pretty solid first level. I believe they also do level 2 first because of masks. Like, you don't want to get invincibility in this game except for like one spot.
Yep, for sure. The main route is basically revolving around Mars, mainly in Warp 1, I believe. So Turtle Woods next. This level is unique in the fact that, oh no.
Oh dear. That's
oh dear,
nasty.
Wingo. Yeah, that happens all the time. It's such a like silly level. But yeah, gimmick here is you have to beat the level without breaking a box to get the blue gem. So what Wingo did there was quite a sizable mistake. Yeah, so what they're gonna do is just finish the level without breaking any boxes, grab the blue gem, and then Death Abuse to start it again. I was talking to Wingo earlier, just before the race, about breaking a box in Turtle Woods and how it's like best to go safe so it doesn't happen. But even then, sometimes it's just one of those mistakes that just happens to anyone at any time.
Yeah, so once they get the blue gem, they go back to the start of the level to get the normal box gem that's in every main level.
Yep. So this game's full of little secret areas and stuff containing boxes or gems or secret routes or anything like that. So the first thing here is this body slam, which opens up a secret area, which is kind of obscure. A lot of the secrets in this game are pretty obscure. Especially later on, you'll see like Eel Deal or Behaving. It's just like, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
There's no real hints to it. It's just
Cryptic retro game secrets.
Yep. But yeah, otherwise levels are pretty straightforward. It's just break all the boxes, Try not to die. You can see like abuse of the scenery a lot, like sliding off scenery. Just get a bit more a bit more distance on your slides that way. It's useful. Also, you can see glitch high jumping over the pits, shit, instead of fighting the enemies in them.
Yeah, you're supposed to like kill a bunch of enemies in those pits and it makes a bouncy platform spawn, but with the glitched high you just skip those kinds of sequences.
So next up is Crash Dash, which is the first boulder level. Unique thing about these levels is that you're facing the camera. So in like a casual playthrough it would be pretty hard to tell what's going on, but speedrunning this game enough, you can always memorize what's going on. It's a very fast level. You hug the walls here. Certain areas. Oh,
Oh,
bad
no,
luck,
evil.
But yeah, you can hug the walls to basically just skip jumping over some of the holes. Just gives you a bit more speed, a bit faster, and also, yeah, hugging the walls in levels like this also gives you a speed boost. It's I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah, some sections of this level do give you that extra speed.
You do have to wait there for the boulder to break the nitros or else they won't be on screen, which means they won't blow up. It's just based on how the game loads stuff. So, cool trick in this bonus where you can do spins, which cancel the bouncing off the bouncy crates, and then do slides and then jumps to do them pretty fast. Looks like they both got through it, which is nice. I know that bonus can be a bit tricky in situations like this.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the small choke points scattered across the run. The crouching, that's something that happens a lot because the crouch and the slide are on the same button. So sometimes if you just slightly mess up your neutral movement, it causes you to just crouch on the spot. It's one of those slight annoyances that happen throughout the run. So another thing we haven't mentioned is zigzagging, which is spamming diagonals in the air instead of just holding up. So instead of holding up, you would do like up, left, and upright diagonals over and over again. It's because the diagonal movement is slightly faster. It's 1.2 times roughly as fast. So that also allows you to get a bit more distance. So you'll be seeing the runners abusing that in certain places to, one, go faster, and two, make a bit more distance on their jumps.
Yeah, this level, Hang 8 has a timer gem. That's what that timer is in the bottom right. They have to get to the end before that timer expires. But they can get some of the boxes in the meantime up until that one checkpoint, and then they death abuse once they have it to go finish off the rest of the boxes. And there is a blue gem path after this bonus.
Yep, something special about this bonus is they don't break that top bouncy crate at the start, because when the TNT is off screen, it actually resets its position up to where it was originally, which allows it to blow up that crate. It's one of the small things about this game that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, when people will watch a stream of this game for the first time and they see that, oftentimes I'll see them tell the streamer, hey, you missed a box, but it's actually fine.
Someone's gonna get stuck in the ground here, embedding. Hopefully that doesn't happen anywhere. Sometimes in certain levels, especially the ruin levels, you can like just clip the edge of a platform and then just get stuck inside it. It's way more common than it should be.
Yeah. Especially in this Crash game.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot there's a soft lock that can happen in this level, but both runners didn't get it.
Yeah. It's pretty easily avoidable. Just on the checkpoint that you break, the last checkpoint you break before the death abuse, if you hit it from the side, it somehow soft locks you when you respawn at it. Not exactly sure why, but it's easily avoidable just by hitting it from the front instead. The last level of Warp 1 is the pits. It's pretty straightforward. There's a fork in the path here, so you'll see the runners go down the right path to break a few boxes, then goes down the left path, and then back up the right path because there's boxes in both. It's just the fastest way of doing it instead of going all the way down the left or right path first.
Also, if you spin these purple birds at the right time, they give you a bit of a boost. Some cool movement there on the mushrooms by Wingo.
Oh, unlucky. Just backtracking through the right path now. Pretty straightforward.
Wingo actually got what's called a Ricky bounce there. I don't remember the specifics of it, but D-Rex?
I think it. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's like spinning on the frame you touch the ground or something.
That sounds
Causes
about
you
right.
to jump up.
Yeah.
Which in a 25 FPS game is not really that hard to do, especially by accident.
Mhm.
Happens a lot.
Glad they're making it through these bonuses without major deaths.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the bonuses in this game can be pretty tricky. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we're playing on the runners are on the power version. It's the fastest version for this game, which is kind of rare, especially in like a older game like this.
Mhm.
Normally it's NTSC, it's either U or J, but for some reason Crash 2's power is the fastest. I think it's something to do with movement and other small things like height, jump height. So yeah, Ripperoo, very, very hard boss. It's the exact same thing every time. You just sit in whatever corner he doesn't go to and then spin him when he blows himself up. There's some swag you can do here by bouncing on him, but not sure if we'll see that.
Yeah. Bosses in Crash games are usually pretty straightforward. Some of the later ones in this game have things worth noting, but most of the time they're just a little break. Especially this one.
Yeah, it gives it gives the runners time to talk about their run, or how their thoughts are so far. You can see in the chat. Bad RNG. Yeah. Evil's done. Wingo will be done soon. So next level is Barrett. So normally people will say that Warp 1 ends after Barrett because this level can cause some serious problems just due to tough to break box formations. Because if I remember correctly, they sped up the bear, but they didn't change the box like formations, so they're super hard to break.
Yeah, they're
There's
definitely
two in
much easier to
particular.
break on NTSC.
It's just the last 3 boxes basically. It's like a 20-second death if you miss them as well.
Yeah.
So you can see the main movement here is just by charging and then immediately jumping.
Evil got through the boxes fine. Let's see how Wingo does. Nice. Okay, they both got it. That's awesome.
Yep, good to see.
Next level is Crash Crush. It's another boulder level. We'll be seeing more of that wall boosting that we talked about before. Lots of hole skips you can do using the power of the slide. It's a little side area here with some boxes, but there's a platform at the end that just takes you back. It's kind of a weird thing, but very small.
A bit pointless, but I suppose. So more waiting on nitros here. This level also doesn't have a nitro detonator at the end of it. So the fence you have to slide under in this level are surprisingly lenient. You can actually slide spin under them and not have much hassles at all. In the later level, Unbearable, which is the last chase level, definitely not the case. They're much tighter to get under.
Yeah.
But in this level, they're just a breeze,
no.
really. Oh no.
Here we go. I've never seen that mistake before. There is a bug that can happen after this bonus where the walls are deloaded. Like, they're still there visually, but they're not solid, so you can fall through them. But I believe if you just walk off the bonus like Wingo just did, it'll be avoided, so you can continue to do the wall boosting.
Do you know why that happens in Hundo? I know why it happens in No-Go, but...
I'm not sure.
exactly
I don't think
sure.
I ever got it in No-Go.
Yeah, Evil's in Eel Deal now, which is one of those levels with an obscure secret. that
Yeah.
You would never guess at first glance, but in this little nitro section, just jump through the back wall. Ta-da!
It's ridiculous.
So Evil actually deloaded the electric water in the secret path there, which is a nice little time save. See if Wingo gets the same. No, not so lucky.
Small death from Evil there. That jump can be a little tricky.
Slightly bigger death from Evil there. Oh no, not really actually, that was pretty small.
Yeah. Giving
Good
Wingo a
plan.
bit more time to catch up.
Clearly on purpose to make it more interesting. Yeah, another thing about power I've just remembered is that the body slam is a lot more powerful on the power version. Which allows you to break these body slam box stacks in 1 or 2 body slams instead of 2 or 3 like in NTSCU. Depends on the size of them.
Yeah, the NTSCU body slam is pretty weak.
Nice jump around the robots there.
Alright, Snowbiz. This is a pretty cool level in this category, and you'll see why. Mainly because of the red gem path, but it has a bunch of cool stuff just all over it. Hole skips, TNT spins, a bunch of cool stuff.
Bit of a 3D range abuse as well to break some boxes in the red gem route. Just something interesting about this game is that these 2D sections aren't just straight 2D, you can actually jump around certain things on the 3D plane.
More like 2.5D.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bit awkward for me with there. Oh,
Oh,
it's
jeez, I've never
definitely
seen
awkward.
that. I didn't know you could do that.
Bit close. Oh, that's
Oh,
that's
dear.
rough. Yep. And not a huge death, but they all add up.
Looks like now goes in the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty fast-paced gem route. Pretty cool strat on these boxes. Just sort of works that way with the ceiling, and then an extended slide off the last one. Big slide into this bonus. There's a few different ways about going about the TNTs up here. Let's see how they do it. Yeah, I can damage a beast like that.
Evil doesn't have a mask, so he's gonna have to do a slower strat.
Yeah, this is consistent.
You can actually slide when you slide away the first time. You can actually like detonate them behind you and survive, but it's pretty tough to do. It's a small window. So next is Air Crash, last level of Warp 2. Also the only level we have to visit twice in the run.
Yeah, it's pretty nice how
Because-
little backtracking there is in terms of levels.
Yeah, here there's a death route that they're going to be aiming for this visit. So deaths are pretty bad. You'll notice they won't be breaking any checkpoints past the first one because they want to exit the level through the secret exit to unlock the Snowbiz secret exit. Yep, Wingo made it to the death route okay. Evil should too.
Nice. There's actually a pretty cool way to death abuse after getting the gem, and you'll see it. It's a bit creative.
Yeah. Pretty sure the name for it is YOLO Swag Master 420.
Yeah. Oh, did Evil
Fitting
die in the
name.
death row?
Yeah, he must have. He didn't get the gem. I wasn't
That
looking.
sucks. Yeah, so what he's gonna do is he's just gonna do that death row as a backup on the revisit to this level.
It's not a big mistake, really. It's max 20, I think.
Yeah.
He'll be entering the the boss fight before Wingo now, but
Yeah,
just
he has a
remember
bit
he
of a
has to
fake lead.
grab that extra gem. Yep. So this boss is pretty fun. You can kind of tell where they're gonna go by where you're standing. You can kind of manipulate them to stop spinning early, especially on the last phase. Hopefully, someone gets it. Sword skip. Ultimately, the middle Komodo will only throw one sword before the spinning Komodo stops. See what Evil does.
First two phases are usually pretty consistent here.
Nice. Got it. It's a good boss fight from Evil. Hopefully Wingo's goes just as well. Oh no. Oh no.
It's unfortunate.
It's not a big time loss, it's only 5-ish seconds I believe. So yeah, this level's plant food. This has a timer gem as well, like Hang 8 in Warp 1. But you do a lot more during this timer, and it actually becomes quite tight to get everything done while the timer's running. So the runners will be doing both the so getting the timer gem and also finishing the bonus, and getting all the boxes before the bonus too. So the timer's going to disappear now when you enter the bonus, but it's actually still running in the background. It's just not visible anymore. But so Evil's got 47 seconds to finish this level after entering, which is more than enough time. Oh, great crystal on console.
Oh, damn.
That's actually really rare. I've only seen that on emulator. It's cool.
Yeah, same, I think.
But yeah, so here's the yellow gem from the timer. Evil's got more than enough. He's just gonna death abuse and get the last boxes. Wingo should be in the same boat. Yep.
Also, on the PAL version, you do need a mask to get through those plants that are side by side. I believe on NTSC you can boost through them if you time it correctly, but on PAL, they'll eat you no matter what unless you have a mask. Or you kill them first.
Alright, Road to Ruin. Very interesting level. So straight away, Evil's going to be skipping straight into the secret exit using glitch high jumps. So Skip's having to do this later in the run.
There's a
single
TNT in that group
there.
of boxes.
Yep. There's a bit more to this level. This level has a lot of glitch high jumps and zigzagging to make it over
Wingo.
7 holes. Ooh.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't spiral at the start here.
Yeah, it's very easy to tilt a bit in this level.
Yeah.
There was a death route back there that Evil missed. That's because you just don't need to do it. You can actually just jump across this gap with enough zigzag. Very nice from Evil there. Yeah, this is one of the more notorious levels in the run.
This bonus also has a glitched high jump. It acts as sort of a sequence break, because there's a little area with a bunch of trigger boxes that you're supposed to use to make a platform, but you can just skip it entirely. And the trigger boxes don't count to your total in this game. That's only in TWAC.
It's a terrible block mechanic.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
We lost runs to that. But yeah, otherwise, it's a pretty short level Road to Ruin. It's coming up on the end here for Evil. Nice TNT spin there. Yeah, no embeds this Road to Ruin so far. Don't want to jinx it. For Wingo. It's okay, we've still got Ruination to embed, so.
Alright, sooner or later you'll notice Evil enter with 2 masks, which is pretty helpful for these scientists with the flamethrowers.
Yeah, they you can actually like slide around them. Certain ones, I don't think you can on the first one. But yeah, the rest you can just slide around. Or damage abuse through, depends on how much mass you have. So hopefully Evil can get this this skip here.
Nice.
Nice.
Also, that yellow gem path is really simple. You just get the gem and then death abuse. Not much to it.
Yep. Yeah, it's something about this game. You can once you get the gems, it's it's easy from then on. You can just death abuse and go back to the main level because it keeps your gems.
Okay, I'm here. I'm finally here.
Hey.
The moment you've waited for so long. I got owned by my phone. I got phoned. I turned the alarm on, and it was definitely on for 4 a.m. and it just didn't go off. So
I've been there.
Yeah, I didn't want to risk it, so I stayed up.
Thanks,
So yeah,
Samsung.
cool
Sooner or
damage
later, okay.
strats in the bonus there.
Yeah, much faster than bouncing on them.
Also pretty easy fan blade skip that Wingo did there. Just lines you up after the bonus.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
you can
just
see,
like you can just clip through the fan blades. They're not that dangerous, apparently.
yeah, enough mass for both runners to not have to wait on any of these last scientists. It's good.
Yeah. You can like skip every one of the scientists, but it's all like really precise. See it there. Evil just did one. Oh no, DylWingo actually.
Wingo. Yeah. It was an unbearable last chase level. Luckily this one has a nitro detonator, so don't wait on anything here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 3 levels involving bears for the next 3 levels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the bear block of Crash 2. So I'm not sure if the route's changed, but I'm pretty sure it goes unbearable, totally bear, then bear down, or is totally
That's what I
bear
thought,
after?
yeah.
You can interchange bear down and totally bear because you do need to go through the secret exit in bear down regardless. So maybe we'll see something different. Oh no, you have to do air crash. What am I talking about?
Yeah. I was about to say.
I forgot about that too, to be honest.
Yeah, I was thinking more totally fly and digging it. Okay. But yeah, secret route here. Just die or something. Puts you in here. Don't doubt like
obscure.
Wingo
So
just did.
nothing to Wingo. When it goes right, it looks really cool and fast, but as you saw on Wingo's stream, it is a pretty tricky part of the game, in 100%, to do fast at least.
Bonus is pretty easy. Normally you would have a mask at the end so you could damage abuse those nitros, but Evil got a bit unlucky in the secret route, lost all his masks. Oh, Wingo. Oh, that's
Damn.
not good. This is such a tricky section, honestly. This is
Yeah.
one of the ones I really struggled with in Hundo.
Oh
man.
no.
It just
Oh.
cascades in this game. It doesn't let you just get out after one death.
Yeah, really easy to spiral.
Yeah, this level ends in a bear chase section, which is pretty fast and fun.
Yeah, and is Evil gonna do it? No, Evil doesn't do it, but you can actually clip into the scenery at the end of this, and it's actually a little bit faster, because you can just like charge jump really fast. But
You
it
can
is
see
like
Evil
sort of
backtracking here.
jank.
He was backtracking a bit for this secret exit. Leads to totally bear.
Another really silly secret.
Yeah, it's just,
They're all really silly. I mean, they're not like.
I think the
Agatha's
only
bad.
reason I found it as a kid was like, oh, I can totally make that jump, and I was like, oh, what's back here? And then I touched the bear, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I
Yeah,
guess the
the-
secrets in this game, I can't decry them as bad because they're all like things that you'd go like, well, I guess I could like go here. What happens next? And then it walks.
Yeah,
It's not like Crash 3, but
Yeah,
Crash 3
Agatha's
is just bad.
such a ridiculous secret in Crash.
this one pterodactyl that is no different from the other ones. Oh, Evil.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
it's easy
undershooting
to
a jump.
just. It's really easy to undershoot jumps in bear levels, or just not get a good enough jump sometimes. But yeah, the totally levels, there's two. There's totally bear and then totally fly, which we'll see later. They're just normal level types, but in the dark.
Yeah.
So here you can, it's a bear level in the dark, and totally fly is just a normal woods level.
And as you'll see, like pretty soon, Totally Fly is actually like the bear begins moving much faster than in the other two bear levels, and it makes it significantly better than the other two
Yeah.
bear levels.
Oh yeah, once you compare this bear speed to bear down, which is the next level, and you'll see why bear down
It's
is
very, very
called a boring level. Sorry if that's loud, just shutting my door.
So you might have noticed it there for like a single frame, but like the bear just sort of shoots off very fast and disappears. Might be able to see it on Wingo's stream. Oh, and sometimes in bear levels you don't actually undershoot a jump, but the seams of the geometry are not perfectly aligned in this level as well, so... or these levels, so you just go straight through.
So yeah, on Evil's screen right now you can see the incredible speed that is bear down start.
Mhm.
Super fast.
You can just tell from how little distance the charge jumps cover. And there's not really a whole lot to say about Bear Down because not only is it exceptionally
Oh, that
slow.
box miss.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much the only even sort of challenging thing. So there's a thing in Bear levels where there's a slow turn, and I don't really know why it happens. I don't think anybody knows why it happens. But if it happens on like Bear at the end, it's really awful. And I think that's what has to happen to Evil. I wasn't watching too intently there, but so yeah, that's really fun. If you get like the really slow turn, there's nothing you can do about it.
You can see at the end of this level the bear does speed up like considerably.
Yeah,
It almost
but
makes
it like
fun.
starts so slow, and then
Yeah, this is probably the most obvious secret exit in the game here. It's just
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
really hidden. It's just, oh, what are these weird blue things everywhere, and that convenient platform at the end of them.
So yeah, Evil did die in the first pass to air crash, so he does have to try the death run again on this visit
Yeah.
to air crash.
Yep, so Wingo might be a bit behind now, but after the death route, he's probably going to be closer. It's probably
Oh,
still
yeah,
a
he
tight
should be.
race.
Yeah, they should be really, really close after this.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Wingo should be like 10 seconds or something. So this section of air crash is kind of janky because of the nitro placement, which is the goal. But the nitro detonator is here, so it makes the like actual normal level really easy. It's like the kind of tricky part is the nitros before the second checkpoint, but they're gone now.
Pretty fast box breaks in these sections on the jetboard.
Well practiced. Evil didn't do the instant body slam now. This is so sad. There you go, you spin on top of the arrow crate there and just glitch high off, and it's better than getting the giant bounce.
Pretty unfortunate cycle at the end of the level there. This is interesting, he didn't break the mask box. Guess he's gonna go back for it. Hope he remembers that.
Yikes.
Let's trust in our good friend Evil 46.
Here you can damage abuse off these mines and get on this platform that you're supposed to be on foot for, and just break the boxes that way.
Oh, he kept that so he can do that. That's why he kept the mask there.
Oh, smart.
Smart man.
So, yeah, and there, you probably saw that on Wingo already, but just clip straight through. You can do that on like all of the Warp 2 exit portals for some reason. And Wingo getting the crawl up the platform, which is always a highlight.
So yeah, Wingo, because he got the death route first visit, taking a bit of a lead here, going up to Tiny, which is the third boss. Kind of RNG, I suppose, but
No,
it's...
you can... It's RNG, but to a degree. You can manipulate enough to make it, like, decently skill-based, but... Basically, I'll put it this way. If you play it really stupid, you're gonna get stupid results, but... If you play sort of with the knowledge of how it works, then usually we won't have a disaster. But it can still happen, because it is RNG. So. And we're getting a decent fight thus far. And
Hopefully you
we're
get
getting
it.
it. Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Oh,
Wingo
that
getting
jump
pretty
scared me.
decent. Whoa.
a bit
It's a
unneeded,
Rex
but okay.
tiny jump there.
I wouldn't make it to the platform if it was one of mine.
So Evil getting a 0-0. So there is actually tech to Tiny as well, speed tech. As it turns out, if you delay a jump, it makes his animation coming back up faster. And by delay a jump, I mean if Tiny takes one extra jump. So there on Evil's phase 3, he took one extra jump, so he's gonna come up faster. And as it turns out, if you delay one jump on every phase, it's the fastest way to do the fight. So I don't know what Wingo got. I know he got at least like something 1-1, so he might have gotten it, but I didn't see his first phase.
So yeah, quick death abuse there for Wingo.
Probably
before
the
gem
fastest death in the game. It resets the cycles and makes them a lot more bearable here.
It's a pretty cool section here, but it's pretty notorious for dropped inputs sometimes.
It's also quite challenging to play it fast. The strats are very, like, going for them or you're dying. It's kind of the way it is.
Pretty
Yeah, rain in
nice
Crash
when
games
you go
causes a bunch of lag usually. Levels like this and Doubleheader.
Yeah.
there. So this bonus is really silly.
Ooh, Evil, unfortunately dying there. It's,
Oh, and again.
and getting on these platforms are very small. It's very easy to just sort of veer off to them, especially if you're trying to zigzag.
So in
This bonus is like a huge lag fest.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's good. Yeah, he's got it.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, that was...
That was painful.
Yeah, that. Yeah, you can see those boxes loaded in really late.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
want to
no.
pick up as much Wumpa fruit without slowing down as you can.
Yeah. The more Wumpa fruit on screen, the like less the game can handle loading this. Look at this sync now.
Wow.
That's good. That is real good. Okay. Calculated.
So you saw Evil there, like, tried to spin, like, closer to the Wampa in the hopes of hitting some of them, just to reduce the lag.
Oh, Wingo. Yeah, he has to go back.
Oh, okay, yeah, there we go.
That's silly. But yeah, that's just the game. So Wingo lost the lead there because his game didn't function properly because of too much entities.
Luckily, it
will.
eventually loaded in.
Still really close.
But Evil has, in fact, taken the lead now, I believe. I think he was like a frame behind.
Yeah.
Ruination, a very, very decisive level in, like, all the categories that you do it.
This game is actually kind of... It's not known for close races. So this is pretty interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
You can have two runners of similar, like, skill and PB and stuff. You know, it doesn't take much for someone to drop, like, 5 minutes over a run. But yeah,
Yes.
so here both runners got 2 masks out of Ruination, which is important for hanging out, which is the next level. Because this is the
so-
only section of the game where you will see third mask form.
Yeah, it's much faster on the girders, hangrails, or whatever you want to call them. And also because you're breaking boxes, it's extra fast. It's actually faster as well in no-go and go abuse. No, wait, I don't think you do it in go abuse because of... No, you do because of the pipe bouncing. Oh, Evil hitting the barrel.
Oh,
The barrel hitboxes are...
So that should put Wingo back in front.
Yeah, yeah. The amount of time you save on the invincibility is quite a lot.
Pretty bad.
So obviously you won't be seeing it because this is 100%, you have to hit boxes, but you can actually get on top of the level here and not do the invincibility in the any percent categories, but it's a bit finicky. But as I said, you won't be seeing it here.
So you can see how fast these hangrails are compared to Evil. Look at
Yeah,
that speed.
just plowing through them.
You don't
There's
have to wait on any
actually,
enemies
you
either.
can bounce off of the pipes, and it's a little bit faster because you can hit the boxes from there. But it is a bit finicky.
So there's a
around in
secret
race,
exit in
the
this
better it
level.
is.
Secret exit in this level that you can, I think it's slightly faster, 2 seconds faster to backtrack all the way with 2 masks.
Yeah,
Instead of death
yeah,
abusing.
it's a little faster. I'm not actually sure on the number, I just know that it's faster. And there's also like some awful strat that Dust found that like, yeah, no, don't do that. Where you like, you land on like the scenery or something and do some weird glitch high back up onto the hangrail.
Or Wingo just lost his mask.
Nice.
You might have seen
Nice.
that weird strat, I don't know. One
Maybe
mask
he might
damage
go for it.
abuse.
Oh, he's
I'm
doing
not
it.
sure.
Oh,
I
no,
think I
it's
saw him doing oh,
So
Ah.
might as well death abuse at that point, to be honest.
yeah.
You already get the box gem, so boxes don't matter. So nice and
Unless
slow.
they die here, then we entered and exiting, hanging out at similar times. It syncs.
Is
so
this
that's
sync
cool.
again? This is cool.
Wingo playing it safe there. You can spin when those guys come at you and not get killed by them, but it's like really finicky. I'm not really sure how it works. It's
I
like
didn't
very
even know that
precise
was a
timing.
thing.
Yeah, it is. On
Yeah,
at least one of them.
So here's Totally Fly, but Wingo is going to exit early actually, and do it after digging it, which is,
No.
I think, something to do with cycles.
No, it's just to do digging it first, as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, yeah, actually, because you die and global cycles reset, I assume, yeah, you could probably know where the digging it fence cycles are. So, yeah. But in general, it's usually just a preference for doing digging it earlier, because digging it is much more hard. Especially if you want to like play it really fast in attempts and
You
stuff.
really kind of don't want to die here. There is a death route. You can get across the gap without the platform, but it's pretty hard.
It's a very, very tricky jump.
It can usually
But
result
there is
in a
also a
bunch
dupe.
of spiraling.
Yeah. So this level is the first level you see with a dupe in it. Basically, in this game, when the box counter for the bonus round is still on screen during the main level, it can actually stay during a death, and when you reload a level after the death, if the box counter is still on screen, it actually maintains your overall box count before you died. So you can duplicate boxes. So I doubt either one is going forward. Wingo didn't. There's the fast bonus entry.
The
But
problem with
because
digging
it's
it,
much more difficult in this level. You'll see it in Cold Hard, because it's very easy there. But in this level, it's like not very lenient at all.
it's
It's
kind
to the
of
point
reliant
where
on
if you get the
RNG
shoes
too.
animation, you can't get it. It's impossible. But digging it in general is a very tricky level. There's a whole skip here, he doesn't do the other one, which is a bit trickier. These two B levels sort of have a lot of hole skips, and I guess depending on how crazy you are is how many you implement.
So yeah, backtracking for the death route here, just to get the final few boxes.
You've all got quite nice fence cycles in the earlier part of the level. So yeah, if you do the dupe here, then you basically only do this to get the gem, and you also hit this checkpoint before it, so you just death abuse back there.
Yeah, secret exit in this level too, and that's the point where Wingo will do Totally Fly.
Yeah, because they're
Oh,
completely interchangeable. Ooh.
yeah,
Plant hitboxes.
spinning extends your hitbox a bit,
Yeah,
which
and it
makes stuff
combines
like that a
with
bit.
the finicky hitboxes of these plants. I don't know, I found them somewhat bizarre. Can get pretty...
Definitely not that accurate, I think. Oh
What
no!
was that?
Oh. Just barely clipped the guy on the way up. It's unfortunate. They really should have just bounced off the guy. It's not cool. Crash 2, that's not cool. Yeah, what he tried to do there is jump over that enemy, because he can give you a very fast death animation, where you get slammed and turned into a gravestone. Wingo opting not to try again for it.
So yeah, this unlocks Road to Ruin, the secret exit, but you don't have to exit through Road to Ruin, so you can go straight into Totally Fly from here.
Because Totally Fly will just dump you out into Warp 4 no matter what, so...
And you also see Evil take the same route through Totally Fly instead of Road to Ruin, just because it dumps you into Warp 4 instead of Warp 3, like
Yeah.
Road to Ruin would.
It saves a journey up the platform in the warp room. It's the same reasoning for why Bear Down is done last in Warp 3. It's just faster to get on the platform once and just stay on it.
So I think Cold Heart is next for Evil.
Yeah. I don't really see why he would do behaving
is-
for it.
Busy typing in chat.
This guy with the flex. This guy.
So yeah, who wants to
I don't
explain
know if
Cold
we
Heart
mentioned
to?
this when Evil got here, but do these body slam crates and totally fly in the dark, or at least this section in the dark, which is a little tricky until you learn it, but it is not the hardest because there's not a whole lot of pits there. It's kind of easy to learn, but it is much faster than going back.
Yeah, there's
So
a
yeah,
few
the dupe for
videos
this level is so much that you actually skip all the checkpoints up until you do the bonus because you need that many crates. Also, that is I think that's the frame perfect glitch high you need to get that without a slam.
Yeah, glitched height is based on when you hit square in your jump. You want it as early as possible.
Yeah, it's basically on a spectrum. It's if you spin before the jump, you get the weird sort of jump out of an NSS thing. If you hit them on the same frame, you get the glitch low, and then every other frame that you spin after, or well, every frame after the jump that you spin, you get a lower glitch high. So it's mostly kind of Taz only sort of stuff. You usually don't have to care, but there are some things you do. But you do really need a very good glitch high. Then you go,
So yeah,
Evil
there's a
dies
dupe.
and returns to the beginning of the level
Which-
with a hard still counting boxes, maintaining the original box count.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to worry about the rest of the 2D area after the death route.
It's a very long and slow and awkward area, and it is entirely skipped. There is actually an alternate route for this that I think is like actually comparable, but like I don't think it's faster, so nobody really wants to do it because it involves there's a gem in the death route that's like in the big fall back into the final section of the area or the level, but it's very tricky. You can actually, because of ice physics, turn Crash around and then slide after you fall off, grab the gem and slide back onto the death route. And it's very tricky, and then you can kind of do the level the normal way. Like, you're supposed to backtrack this. This is normally the longest level in the game. I think it actually still is, even with the dupe, but it's like significantly longer. Like, you're supposed to do this in 2 run-throughs, casual. Evil attempting to slide past the TNTs there and just sort of go straight through without getting hit, but it was a little too early on the slide.
Also, you need to have 155 boxes. If you have like 156, the thing at the end will display 156 out of 155 and you won't get the gem. You need the exact
Yeah,
number.
because of the blue gem. It keeps the sort of mechanic that the blue gem uses, so if you get more boxes than you're supposed to, then the game will not give you box gem. No, we're still pretty close actually, but we're coming up on the last level of Warp 4 here, is behaving. Which is kind of like... Not
Yeah.
really... Yeah, I guess it's kind of...
It's got a secret exit and some backtracking stuff. Even though the secret
Yeah,
exit
it's
is
a-
like 5 seconds
Yes,
long
secret
because
path.
of death. Oh, secret, yeah. Well, secret
Once again, nitros don't work in this game, so you have to break that one, even though it's like touching the nitros. This level does have something cool in it. If you break a box on the same frame, I think, as bees spawn, you will get a bee in the box and get hit by it. So that's like just beautiful stuff from Crash Bandicoot 2.
What a game.
So you can see Evil went to the checkpoint and he's backtracking because it's faster to do that than beat this section. Even though it's really short, it's just faster to go and do a little bit of backtracking to death abuse to the further checkpoint. And with that, they have all the colored gems. Or Evil does. Dingo. Wingo will.
Real dingo.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. So these are, you can see the nitros bounce like mechanics.
Yeah, they
Bit
bounce
weird.
randomly and they can wall you. If you hit them in a specific way when they bounce, they can act as a nitro. Yeah, those sections where you're bouncing on crates that are on nitros are very, very scary because the physics are not well thought out. Evil doing a very quick strat there to just not wait on the nitro detonator.
So Evil going up to 4th boss. Which is
So Ripperoo is an auto-scroller, Komodo's are super precise positioning, Tiny is RNG, so naturally, Engine is the mashing boss.
Wow.
Ooh.
yeah, Wingo kind of
Yeah, the
just.
bees are
gets-
very fast, and the mallet guy just going crazy.
I think it's because he activated the bees and then went away from them, then back on screen at
Yeah.
like the same time. The
Yeah,
bees
they-
just instantly spawned. It's just
Yeah, they come out
classic.
really fast if you do that. So Evil got fast double arms there, which is somewhat tricky. It's, I don't know, Engine is weird, but that allows you to break both arms at the same time and about as early as you can possibly do it. Even the Taz can't do it faster. It
And
does
double shoulders.
regular shoulders. You can do that 1.1 seconds faster, but it's like way more difficult. And he gets the ending in one cycle. That is pretty much the best engine you're going to see in 100%. I'm not so sure that anybody sort of goes for Purahiko shoulders in 100%. It's, you know, lose 10 seconds just to save, or the chance for saving 1 second is, I don't know if that's a payoff in 100%,
So Wingo getting double arms too.
which is always nice to see. It always sucks in a race when you get to engine and just
Oh.
someone has a terrible
Yikes.
engine. Ooh.
Piston
Yeah, so Piston in
has
a way
death
has a
row.
death through. And probably the most brutal one in the game because you have to play like the entire level and then do the death round. And this level is very, very tricky.
So yeah, Wingo missing final phase there.
Evil's syncing up his cycles again by waiting there, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can use the pistons and all the enemies and stuff to judge where you are in these cycles. Which allows you to like compare to how fast you can go. Oh, ooh.
Yeah, I was
Evil
a bit
getting
worried
lucky
about
there.
that.
He was not too far off.
Yeah, Death and Piston is massive, like, as long as it's before the Death route.
Yeah. And as you'll see, I was not kidding when I told you that, like, you do pretty much all of this level and then go back for the death route. And in true cheeky Naughty Dog fashion, it's for an entire one crate. It's just near the end of the level. So he's already past the death route, but see, watch, he has to go to the bonus. And he has to hit this box, and then... I'm coming up on it soon. there's also a cool thing here. You can just hit this guy from the side with a glitch eye, and that box. You just have to go out of your way for this.
Yeah, so those are like heated top enemies that you have to slide. You can slide them from wherever. You don't need to slide like their legs or anything.
Yeah, as long as you're sliding, it will kill the enemies. And the same goes for the tentacle bots. You can spin them if you're on top of them, even when they're on the phase where you're supposed to jump them. And Evil getting a pretty decent piston hit bonus. It's actually quite a tricky one. It's got a lot of strats. It's also somewhat dependent on when your cycle is on.
Yeah.
This bonus can be pretty notorious, hopefully that's the only one.
Yeah,
Only death.
Unfortunately, a death means that he doesn't have a mask, so he can't do the nitro damage abuse strats, but... As you can see, you can just you can actually spin them from underneath as well, I think. I'm not sure. That one is, you just sort of glitch high it and it dies for some reason. Okay. Evil, after that one death, managing to get out of Pistonet without too much trouble, which is always nice to see.
Spaced Out has a multicolored gem path at the start, so every colored gem they got will be used to get this secret gem. I'll do it first.
The only time they use the purple gem, cross one gap.
Yeah, I'll definitely be at the start there, set up the circles for this section.
You can bounce off the enemy and go on that window like you saw Evil do. It'll be done again later in the level.
Yeah. And again, deal with another unfortunate death just on shooting a jump there. Oh, he didn't get the spin out.
I can't remember if this was mentioned, but you can spin the shrink raise and survive.
And so Evil had the yellow gem way up in the air there for some reason.
Oh, that's a
and it
big
dropped. That is a very unfortunate death. And just like that, we are actually once again very close in this race.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah, especially in these levels where the checkpoints are just very, very distant. Or in this case, there just isn't a checkpoint.
Nice 3D range around that guy at the end. Evil's done with the gem route.
And there we go. Well, now that he died, he will get the fast animation, which I don't know if that was already explained, but the second death you have in a level, you get a slower warp-in animation for some reason. It's strange. And that can actually, like, sort of make these cycles annoying when you do this level with the death abuse. Yeah, Evil, because he's already died, will get a slightly faster animation so he can make these cycles a little more leniently.
Evil once again abusing the little wall in front of the screen there. Sliding on top of it instead of... So a glitch high.
You can actually embed inside the window, which is like very scary.
Oh. I didn't know that, thanks.
I found that out without knowing it, and spaced out bonus is actually pretty short.
No.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Pretty hard cycle to make there.
And Evil demonstrating that these weird things that like hang from the ceiling that you have to slide under are the worst because you just like do a bunch of crouching and sliding around.
Evil out of space out. Is Pack Attack next in the normal route, or is...
Yeah, you just go in backwards order
Magic.
after this, I think. And maybe Evil does a weird route.
Jetpackless, hopefully?
Oh yeah. Will he go for jetpackless?
Yep,
So
he's going
these
for it.
levels have a trick, he's going for
Oh,
it.
no.
Oh, he didn't get it.
Hmm.
So he... I guess he'll go for it again, because it's probably
Yeah,
more of a
hopefully.
time saving 100%, but... So,
No.
in these jetpack levels... Nope. Maybe Wingo will get it. In these jetpack levels, you can actually avoid getting on the jetpack and beat the level without it. So... The first way that it was known of doing it is with a gigantic jump around the trigger that is just like ridiculously precise and not RTA viable at all. So you see Wingo spamming pauses here. Unfortunately, neither run are getting it. But then it was found, I don't remember by who, but I know it was like some random stream monster. I think just was like, hey, do you know that like you can just do this? But if you pause, oh, Wingo's going for the death abuse, I guess, to try again. But if you... Oh, unfortunate. I don't think it saves time after a second attempt. So.
No.
If you
No, he's still going for it.
pause and... Oh, I guess he's going for it again. He really wants to show this off. If you pause and then unpause and spin allegedly on the first frame after a spin, or after the pause, you will unlock Crash's movement, so you escape the jetpack animation trigger. Which you just saw there on Wingo's stream.
So now he's doing it without the jetpack. He has to be really careful here.
Yes.
Because if he gets any... Ooh, yeah, that too.
Oh, unfortunate. And any death will put you back on the
On the
jetpack.
jetpack. Was there a box up there he hadn't broken yet?
I do not recall. I hope not. I don't
Yeah,
really
that would
know.
be-
Box counts there.
We'll see,
But,
I think it's
yeah, so if you
17.
touch anything electric, the Crash normal electrocution animation is not in this level, so the game will crash. The same goes for dying to a Nitro. You can get hit by a Nitro, but the Crash Nitro death animation isn't in this level either, so it will crash the game if it attempts to load it.
Night fight, there's a death route, like a fork in the
16.
road.
Oh no. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
but-
so.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
That's real harsh.
that'll be a very long backtrack, unfortunately.
Yeah, night
Yeah,
fight
so
has.
Evil skipping the death route because you can just go through it backwards. Also, the worst box stack in the game, that Nitro and 2 crates. And as you can see here, the cameras are not very threatening, you can just slide spin under them.
This is a yikes.
Yeah, Wingo's just gonna do the level again.
Doesn't have much of a choice. It was right at the start, that box. Hopefully he goes for jetpackless again. Hopefully we can see that.
Yeah, at least there's that if he gets it.
Yay!
There we go.
Getting
He's
something
doing
out of it.
Crash Bingo.
I only hope to see a completed jetpackless. So, fun fact, this night fight bonus exit can crash on NTSC for no reason. NTSC is a very good version of Crash 2.
Bingo seems to be doing okay, this jetpackless.
Yeah.
He just really wanted to show it to us. So.
He's a trooper. So as you saw there, Evil entered the death route from behind and just like went through it and got the 2 crates because they're really like... There's really no reason to go through the actual through front ways. It's just weird. It's a very strange design choice.
Yeah. I think
Also,
you're
by the way, you
supposed
can
to-
actually dupe in Night Fight, but it's not faster.
My fight's full of fun facts.
And fun fact, it might be the laggiest level in the game.
Wouldn't be surprised. It's no crash-free doubleheader, but it's pretty laggy at some points. So yeah, Evil on the last level rocket. Can't do jetpackless in this level. It's not viable at all.
Yeah, it crashes the game randomly, unfortunately, so it's just really not worth the risk. It saves less time in the pack attack one as well.
It's
Wingo
unfortunate.
dying. Yeah. It's not as Warp 5.
Not his day. Then again, with Crash 2 100%, not a lot of the days are yours, so...
Just which day is worse?
So that'll be it for all the levels for Evil now. That's just the very climactic final boss fight with Cortex.
You can actually soft lock entering it if you mash buttons.
Yeah. It's, just once you go up there, just stay away from the controller. Really just hold X so that you are going forwards immediately, and that's it.
So yeah, pretty pretty straightforward boss, just spin him 3 times.
And
It's like
avoid the
20
obstacles.
30 seconds long-ish, something like that.
Yeah, he's like 21 seconds from like actually starting the level.
So
you
low
got
it's
him
That's
there,
it, GG.
GG to Evil.
Evil.
Not bad. Especially considering how much kind of went wrong, 116 is not bad at all, to be honest. Wingo it just really wasn't Wingo's day. Like, breaking a box in Turtle Woods, everything like that, dude. It's just...
Oh man, yeah. It's unfortunate. But Crash 2 is a tricky game to run. So.
Guess we get to see more jetpack.
Fun.
Even
There's
more
the tomato.
Oh.
I don't like those tomato things. They're
Yeah,
on a global
they...
cycle. They're
Yeah,
just
for no
everywhere.
real reason.
You can kind of predict where they are judging off the last ones, but the first one...
Yeah. Yeah, but the first one is always just like... you don't know until you get there.
You can also break the boxes of Crash's head on the jetpack levels. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could hit them from the bottom and break them.
Yeah, it's pretty finicky, but it is faster. Spinning does slow you down slightly on the jetpack. Wingo getting a bad cycle, so has to wait to hit that life crate.
Turtle Woods, what?
Yeah, I'm just screwing with people because
Still gonna be a sub 120.
Yeah. It's always nice to see.
Evil, can you do the piston out of bounds in the warp room, please?
Show off the warp. OOBs for the fans.
Oh no!
Oh, when
Wingo,
we're missing
no.
Cortex, that's pretty much the only thing that can go wrong on Cortex. He is very finicky with the second hit.
Unfortunate.
I really don't even understand what causes you to like miss him. It's like just, I guess sometimes you just
Oh
do the
no.
right combination of wrong
Is it
inputs.
okay? Yes, it's
Okay.
Should be,
Gotcha.
yeah.
119.28. GG Wingo as well.
GG boys.
Alright, well, that was Crash 2 100%. Pretty good race. Some real close moments. Just got out of the, like...
I'm here.
Yeah,
Yo. GG boys.
GG. Good game.
yeah.
You guys were neck and neck in Warp 4.
The run was. The
Yeah.
run was.
Yeah, you
other
left, what was it?
Ruination
Yeah, you
bonus.
entered one of the Ruination bonus attempts, like, completely synced.
Dude, have you seen the bullshit in the bonus?
Yeah. It's just... Oh well. Gotta demo some of the harsh realities of this game as well as demoing the fast stuff. Wouldn't be a proper showcase without it. Yeah, the race was pretty close up until Pistonet, and then after Evil left Pistonet, it just sort of carried away with it.
Yeah.
Back attack was very brutal. It got a bit closer after Evil's death and Spaced Out gem path,
Yeah.
but then...
Yeah.
Did you
That was-
die in Piston Wingo or?
No. I died in the bonus though. I died everywhere, so.
In Space
Okay,
Out, I
at
got
least
the
you,
glitch where you just let the yellow jump platform go up and I tried to recover, but I didn't know what to do. I just died.
Well, Wingo, at least you did get to show off the full jetpack list in 24, so...
Yeah, but with the
Oh, hell
50
yeah.
million, with the 50 million dropped inputs I got in that level, it was awesome. That run was so stupid.
Yeah, it happens.
So dumb.
Still pretty entertaining race throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright. Well, thanks everybody for doing that race.
Thanks for having us, Faulty. Appreciate it.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having us.
Very exhilarating. Congrats, Evil, on the win.
Yeah, good job.
And well played, Wingo. Kept through it and got to the end, so
Yeah.
good showing overall. But yeah, thanks guys.
All right. I'm gonna head out.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Alright. Well, I think that's going to be the end of our stream here today. I want to say a quick thanks again to Wingo and Evil for being in the race, of course, and Rex, Rabbit, and Tet as well, especially Tet joining in last minute, giving us some good commentary there. What an exhilarating race overall, right? Back and forth from that first half, and then that whole ending was impressive. But yeah, that's going to be the end of it. Reminder that in just over 1 hour at 5 p.m. Eastern, we have a feature on the GDQ hotfix, twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. Going to be a race with Humbledon running Spyro 190%, White Paws running Crash 190%, GDO running Banjo 2A 80%, and ParaQCO running Super Mario 64 70 star. All in a relay on their channel. Should be a really good time. I'm pretty excited about that. Hope you guys are as well. Other than that, we've got a few more races coming up. Let me double check this on the site right now. I don't want to get this wrong. Next weekend, we have the Spyro 3 117 race on May 4th. And on May 5th, we have the Super Mario 64 120 star race. Both of those should be pretty good as well. Don't have start times on them yet, I don't think, but they're probably around the same time, early afternoon Eastern. So be sure to tune in for that. Speaking of, if you want to keep up with us and see when we do go live or any other announcements that we have, you can follow us on Twitter at @the_1545. Of course, follow us here on Twitch. We have a Discord that you can join at discord.1545.org. We keep a fairly active community in there as well, I like to think. And you can definitely, meet a bunch of people and just see what we're doing. So if you want to do that, feel free. I don't think there's too much else to talk about. That pretty much covers everything. Like I said, I'll hopefully see you in just over an hour over on Games Done Quick. But that will be it for us. So we're going to sign off. Thanks everybody for hanging around, and hope you have a good night. Bye.